Hi, I'm Nora Filet.
And I'm McElligott. And tonight on In the Studio, we'll be discussing Grad Night, which is a Davis High event. And we'll be discussing it with two parent volunteers with us tonight.
Tonight we have with us Mary and Diane. So thanks for joining us, guys. So let's talk Grad Night. What is it?
Grad Night is actually really awesome, and it's actually kind of secret, right, Diane? Why don't you say it's kind of a secret? It's a big secret. So, but Grad Night is actually a safe and sober night for the graduates of Davis High. Not only Davis High, but also Da Vinci and all of the high school graduates in Davis. So I think it's also King and Da Vinci, and what's the other?
At Davis Independent Study.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, DSIS. Those students also come and enjoy a whole night all the way until I think 5 a.m. Where they actually get to have all kinds of fun, and we can't say much about it.
Can't spoil the topic.
So, but we're here actually today to talk about some other things that are really important to Grad Night, specifically for the students, ticket sales that are actually going on until May 31st. And then if they don't get the ticket before May 31st, then they have to wait until the night of the event to get their tickets. So it's really important that any seniors that are graduating that want to enjoy Grad Night get their tickets before May 31st.
Yeah, that's coming up soon.
It's very soon, so get out there and get your tickets. I would encourage all the seniors to do that as soon as possible.
So how long has Grad Night been going on for? How many years?
Gosh, you know what, that's a good question, but I do know, I think Scott Purvis just wrote an article in the Davis Enterprise about him going himself to Grad Night, and that was, gosh, in the 80s, I think.
The 80s,
I want to guess,
yes.
I don't want to, I don't want to say it, yeah. Scott's so old, how old is he? Anyway, but he wrote this amazing article about him and his friends, and then just the whole, they went back, I think, to a Grad Night, and just the experience that they had was awesome. They were all like hugging and crying that morning of, so very cool event for him to remember. And actually, he's our fundraising chair this year.
So cool. Well, Grad Night follows up graduation, right? It's right afterwards?
Yeah, it's right afterwards. And so right after actually Davis Senior High School graduation. So at 9:30, actually, the Da Vinci, DSIS, and King students can actually enter Grad Night at that time. And then when the Davis High School graduates come over, it's around probably 10 o'clock or 10:30 that they start coming in. So.
There's not a lot of time to have family gatherings, but we want kids to get right over there as quickly as they can and start having fun.
Yeah, well, and I hear that there's like a great turnout for it. You know, each year, I think, I don't know, a few hundred kids come.
Actually, I think that it is in the hundreds, and it's mostly all of the graduates. That's where they go. I mean, there's really no other game in town, which is really cool for me as a parent of a senior this year. I'm really excited because I'll know where my graduate is all night long. And it's also a really awesome opportunity for parents to actually volunteer. There's a ton of volunteer positions that we still need to fill. So one of the reasons we really wanted to come and talk about Grad Night was not to spoil any secrets about it, because we don't want the kids to, we don't want them to be surprised. But we do want the parents to know that we really need volunteers, and we can actually take parent volunteers, even if you have a 2-year-old and you want to come and volunteer. Ultimately, I mean, we would take anybody. We really need not only volunteers for the night of, but also the night before, or actually the Thursday before, to decorate, and then also clean up on Sunday. Is it Sunday or Saturday? Saturday, because it's Friday night.
Friday night to Saturday morning at 5. I think it's over at 5, and parents can come help clean up.
Yeah, and if I could, Nora, I want to go back to talking about the ticket sales. I forgot to mention something that's really actually important, because not a lot of seniors can afford a lot of money right now, and the tickets are, I think they're kind of expensive, but it's totally worth it. But we also have like a scholarship fund for students that can't afford it, and that's really important to know. And also, if people want to support like a student getting a ticket, we'll take we'll take donations for ticket sales too, so that more seniors can go.
That's really nice that there's that opportunity for people. So say a parent wants to volunteer, or not even a parent, just an adult in the community. Who do they contact? Where do they go through?
Oh, that's a good question. So there's actually a website called davisgradnight.org, and if they go there, they can pick where they want to volunteer. So if they have skills like in first aid or in security or clean, they want to come and clean up, they can't really stay up all night. They can go there, and there's different links as far as that goes that they can go to the signups for those.
And also the opportunities to volunteer, there are a wide variety of things that they can do to volunteer, and you don't have to have a skill. And I agree with Mary, what you said, that you can have a 2-year-old and volunteer. It's great. I volunteered when my kids were when he was a sophomore, and I had the best time. It was just so much fun being there with the kids and seeing what it was all about, and seeing the community really rally around these kids and be there for a fun night for them. So
you're saying that even someone who is in no way affiliated with the high school can come volunteer to help this night.
Exactly. I've seen people that don't have kids, that definitely don't have kids, that maybe work with kids in the community, and they go every year to volunteer, and it's really a fun night. It's a late night, and you might be kind of tired the next day, but it's definitely worth it to help the kids of our community, I think.
Yeah, and I hear it's really fun too. I know my parents, they both volunteered and they loved it, and they said they're going to do it every year because it's not just about, supporting your own kid. It's just fun. So
it is fun. I one year got to make Italian sodas, and it was really fun. I just had a great time, and I said I'm coming back next year. And there's jobs such as picking up. You can go around in the community and pick up donated food. You can work at the event. You can volunteer for an hour. You can volunteer for 4 hours. There's lots of opportunities.
Well, the other thing too is that that's so exciting about Grad Night is if you've ever been on a movie set, or even if you haven't, if you can imagine walking through Emerson Junior High School just today, and you walk through and you see the high school or the junior high school, it's just like a school. And then you go Grad Night, or you go to do a tour, which they have VIP tours that you can see the event site before the event. They transform the entire junior high school into an amazing movie set. I mean, it does not look like a junior high at all. It's amazing. And I can't even talk about it right now. And we actually had some pictures that we were going to use for this show, but we're not going to use them because we really want it to be a secret for the seniors that are going to show up. It's going to be an awesome, awesome night this year. There's some really awesome opportunities for parents and also business owners and anybody else actually that wants to donate to Grad Night. And that would be, simply money or donation of goods or products, or if you own a business, if you want to sponsor. There's different sponsorship levels this year, which we haven't done before, but Scott Purvis came up with the sponsorship levels, and I believe they're silver, gold, and platinum, and don't quote me on that, but I know that if you contact the Grad Night, davisgradnight.org, there's actually information about donating there. We have raffles, amazing raffles throughout the night. And one of the biggest memories of a lot of kids is the fun that goes on through the night and the opportunities for them to go home with something to remember Grad Night about. So.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's just an amazing night, that last hurrah to be with your entire class before, because that's never going to happen again.
Yeah, I think I've heard about 90%, at least 90% of the kids go. I think it's a really big turnout, if not more. So I think it's a neat opportunity to bond, have that bonding experience too.
Yes, and I believe it's important for, these graduates to make final connections, maybe even make new connections.
Yeah.
Before they go off and complete the rest of their lives. So,
which not all kids go to Davis High School or Da Vinci. They're connecting with other kids that they might not have seen since junior high, and
exactly,
it's
and
really fun.
Yes, the bonds that they form today will be, the grounds of colleagues tomorrow, and associates, and just people that will be valuable to know for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Yeah, and actually that brings to point a really neat thing that we're doing this year. We're actually going to have a kind of a roving camera. So to kind of document the whole night for the seniors, and it's going to be on a DVD that the seniors are going to be able to have for
That's neat.
just memory. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
remembering the grad night event. So we're going to have hopefully a host go through the campus, and I want to call it a campus because I'm not going to call it anything else. But kind of like if you can imagine like Mario Lopez on Extra going through and interviewing, about the event. So it's going to be kind of cool, and it'll be able the seniors will be able to kind of document their night, and I think it'll be really it's going to be kind of a neat thing. So all thanks to DCTV actually. So
That's so cool. So is this the sort of thing that's like prom where you can bring people from other schools, or is it only Davis Joint Unified School District?
that's a good question. So it is actually an exclusively private party for the graduates of Davis Joint Unified School District, and that's it. You cannot get in the door. You have to have graduated, even if you're a senior, and so you have to have received a diploma at some graduation ceremony, and also bought a ticket. So that's why I wanted to stress that there is a scholarship program for tickets, because we know that there's people that can't afford tickets, but no, it's actually an exclusive private party, and it's
It's worth it. It's worth it, and it's so worth it to help too. So if you're on the fence about helping, I would just encourage you to or parents or grandparents, anybody, to think about.
Oh, yes, and
being
I
there.
believe the barrier there is that most people see volunteering, especially for a high
Yes.
school event, as such a hassle, and dealing with out of control kids. But I feel like this could really be a opportunity to help these kids bond and have a last experience that will really stick with them.
Dylan, that's one thought that I had too. I thought, oh gosh, high school kids. I'm not around a lot of high school kids except my own, and I was kind of worried about how they might act. Is it going to be really rowdy? Is it going to be chaos, totally out of control? But when I went, they were so respectful, so kind. They were just there having fun with their friends. It was a safe, fun place for them. It was no worries at all. Once I got there, it was fun. So anyone could do it, really. It's fun. It's just a fun evening. So
Yeah, and I really wanted to thank Diane for coming. She's actually going to be volunteering. What is your volunteer shift?
we have speaking of people that don't know much about what they're doing, I am working at a beading station. We are going to be making necklaces, earrings.
Something. We're going to be making something.
In fact, there's an opportunity for training. I'm learning on Saturday how to do it, but I've been collecting supplies, and thanks to A Better Place to Bead, they donated some items for us, which we're really grateful for, and I'm learning how to do it this Saturday.
So what, are you going to be working all night, or are you going to be
I
working?
personally am working for a couple hours. There's going to be some Da Vinci parents coming, the first part of the shift to cover that. And then we're breaking, we have one brave parent on our committee that's going to be working, I think, the whole night, or at least
I'm
the
going to be there all
1:50.
night.
You're going to be there all night, Mary. So,
Well, I'm kind of crazy.
but I'm
that way.
learning. I'm learning how to bead on Saturday.
That's awesome.
So it'll be fun.
But there's a lot of opportunities, and actually, if you want to volunteer, but you can't do like the whole 4-hour shift that's on the website, you can find a friend that would do 2 hours, so you don't have to be there all night. I think that's an awesome way to kind of split it up. So if you can only do 2 hours, some of the shifts are long, but there's a lot of neat, really fun opportunities actually. You do have to be 21. I wanted to make sure that I said that, because you have to be 21 for obvious reasons. We just don't want anybody younger than 21 to be there. So.
Although there is no alcohol.
No, there is no alcohol there.
And you've mentioned many local businesses that are donating items, such as A Better Place to Bead, and you mentioned food donations. So it sounds like this is truly a community event. This is the town coming together to create an experience.
Exactly. I cannot thank the people of Davis and the business owners and the restaurants and just the numerous number of people that come together to put this thing on. Really, last year I personally had to go on Friday night, find a parking place downtown to carry huge boxes of burritos from Chipotle, and they were really kind to donate. And tons of businesses in Davis donate just food, so these kids can eat all night and bond all night, and
Lots of secret stuff going on, and the Davis business owners have done an amazing job, helping and supporting the event. The other thing that I wanted to mention too is all of the volunteers that we already have. In fact, tonight, as we're taping this, we have several volunteers at Emerson Junior High doing our final walkthrough. And I can't say enough about the two co-chairs this year, George Rosenblum and Sharon Opfeld, who have done an amazing job pulling this off. It takes an army, and all of us are busy. We have amazing kids in sports, so they're in playoffs, and tonight I think is a softball game for the Davis High School girls softball. So there's just a lot of parents that are there, even though they have kids participating, and I just can't say enough about the co-chairs have done an awesome job this year.
they have.
So.
And so has Mary.
Nope.
Mary's done a great job getting the parent activities that are there. There's all kinds of stuff, a casino.
Well, we can't say anything about
I forgot that part. Sorry about that.
There's not a.
There is
This is
no.
inside
I'm sorry, I forgot that part.
So
There are some fun activities.
if you didn't have time to volunteer, you're happy to take money because you,
Oh my gosh, yes, of course, yes.
yeah, there's definitely a need for that too.
Yeah, and that's where, and that's actually a good thing that you brought that up, Nora, because the gold sponsorship level actually gets your logo splashed all over not only the event, but also in some of the ballparks. I believe we're going to be putting the logos up for people that sponsor grad nights. So really good opportunity to get your name and your business logo out there. And even if you're an independent person to do.
Yeah, that is a great way to advertise. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it just sounds like a fantastic night. And as a junior, I really look forward to doing it my senior year. Yeah.
And I believe that wraps up the discussion on grad night. It sounds like a beautiful event. I wish I was a senior myself. Wish I could go to this at
One more year.
Well, hey,
You'll
when
be
you
there.
you guys are gonna have an awesome year next year. So
and hopefully the level of quality maintains and
That's
the
right.
level of commitment from the volunteers, from the local community stays as strong as it is now.
I think.
thanks so much for having us on, you guys.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for coming on.
It sounds like an amazing night.
Thanks.